Good morning, Cindy here, and today is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2025, and it is beautiful outside. It is 47 degrees, I think, here in Central Texas, and my little city is Leander, and it's a great day to garden. The temps are going to get probably in the high 80s today, and I'm loving it. I want to give us a tour and show you what is blooming, what is coming back. I have to say that I think everything that I've been planting is coming back. Some of my older things look very dormant still, and we're going to take a look at those. And I'm going to assure you what things, you don't want to be too quick to decide that they're dead. They're probably just fine. So another bit of great news for me is that I got a job. Now, I don't know if you knew this about me, but I am a retired school teacher. I taught for 32 years, and that's why making a YouTube channel was perfect for me, because I can still teach you guys. But there is a particular nursery here in town, a plant nursery, that is called the Hill Country Water Gardens. And they are just the most beautiful nursery that I have ever been in. The people are so knowledgeable and helpful. And every time I'm in there, I just think, I just want to stay here. It's so pretty. And I thought, you know what? I wonder if they would hire me. And sure enough, they did. So I've been working there for about a month. So if you ever come in, come and see me. I'm there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm having the time of my life. I get to buy more plants, talk to more people, and just really nerd out in the plant world. So I'm really enjoying it. Alrighty, so let's get started and have that quick tour of my yard. So this is the time of year when you look at your garden and you look for holes. You think, oh my gosh, I really need to put something here. I really need to put something there. Things are missing, things died, whatever the situation. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been filling up areas. But I want you to notice that my greenery is still green. And I think everybody needs some evergreen in their landscape. Now you can do, this is Abelia. This is two different shades of Abelia. This one in the back is a darker green. It's called Rose Creek Abelia. And this one in the front, there's three of them here. This one is called Lemon Lime Abelia. And I've shaped them in balls. The Abelias I have in the back, I don't shape them at all. I just let them kind of look like a big fountain. They're just kind of spreading out. And so I just think those look really great all year long. And I repeated that on the other side of the front walk. So Abelias are a great, any kind of evergreen, I think, is kind of a wonderful thing to have. When everything else in your garden looks terrible, at least you've got the evergreens. And another thing I do is I also keep some evergreens in pots. So right now, this is a really ugly empty space here, but I just drug this pot over with this beautiful pittosporum in it, and now I have filled that space and it looks great. And I can move that pittosporum all over the place and keep it happy and make my landscape look great. Another thing I wanted to share was my ground cover, and I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit lower. So on the left and right of my little walkway leading up to the front door, I like to have some ground cover. And my favorite ground cover is ajuga and creeping phlox. And my ajuga on the right side looks great. It got nipped a little bit in the cold, but there's a few little brown spots. But in another month, this stuff will just be thick and lush and fabulous. And it also gets the little purple flowers on it. Last year, by this time, my ajuga was already covered with the purple flowers. Things are a little slower this year. I'm not sure why. I think it's our weather just really kind of nipped everything. We had 3 days in the 20s, which was, fairly cold winter for us, but at least we didn't get ice. That was our blessing. And then I have the ajuga here. Now this area of ajuga, I don't know exactly what happened. I might have had a water issue, but this side I just replanted it. So very soon this ajuga will fill out and make this look really great. I also will be adding, my mulch again. As you can see, the mulch that was here is kind of broken down, disappeared. It's gone down into the soil and feeding that soil, but I am going to be adding new mulch. But here's a little tip for all of you here in Central Texas. If you have live oak trees, and I have a lot of lovely live oak trees that I just absolutely adore. There's some there and there's some there. I do have a juniper, a cedar tree, but it offers shade, so I've left it there. But do not put your mulch down too soon, because what we have all learned is if you put it down too soon, what you find out is that these live oak trees drop their leaves and they will cover your mulch that you just laid down with their leaves, and then it's got that messy look again. You can see there's dead leaves all over my mulch right now, especially over here in this area. We've had a lot of wind, so it's kind of helped blow some of these leaves away. But I am going to wait until the live oak tree has completely finished dropping all of its leaves, and then I will put my mulch down. So that's a tip. Another thing I wanted to show you is several of these abelia died. So this one is a year old, this one is a year old, maybe 6 months old. But I planted them too late in the season and I lost them. So I have replaced them 1, 2, 3. So these are the same abelias that I have by the front door, but they are, babies, and in another year they will look great. Now the ones here, these are about 7 years old, and so that's what they'll look like in maybe, I think they look this good about the 3rd year. This one I transplanted it. I moved it from another location. So he's still fairly young. But anyway, I think those are going to look good along the foundation of my house, having this row of greenery. Now in front of this greenery, that is where I have fun planting all of the color, because I love color in my yard. So right here, I have lantana and another big, huge lantana there. And they look terrible, don't they? Look, you think, oh my gosh, they're dead. But if you get a little closer, they're not dead. There's green coming up all over. Lantana are some of the latest plants to come back from dormancy. And then here is my beautiful Mystic Spires salvia. So this thing gets 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide, and this is the one that's covered with the purple flowers. Go back and look at my June or July videos and you can see what a glorious plant this is. But right now it's, looks like it's really nothing. So that's why I love having the greenery. Here I have daisies. Daisies again is repeated on this side. I cut them way back. I cut all the dead off. And very soon I'll have a beautiful flock of daisies. Is that correct? Flock? Probably not. Okay, so let's keep going. I have some more salvias back here. This is the Henry Dulberg salvias, and another one over here. This is where my coneflower lives, and I'm just waiting to see signs that they are alive. And of course our grasses look terrible right now. They need a little bit more hours of warmth before they start coming back into dormancy. But don't worry, your grasses are probably just fine if you've been watering them. So some more things I have in pots that can liven up a dull corner. I absolutely love kalanchoe. These are the red kalanchoes, and this is a double pink. All of these are several years old, and I kept them in the garage all winter long, and they're just so happy to enjoy the sun now and just living their best lives. And this is a corner where I have a Mystic Spires salvia. You can see green all around her. But until that comes up, I am filling that area with potted plants. And my beautiful foxtail fern looks fabulous. She stays in the garage all winter long. I don't put these in the ground anymore because, you know, it seems like they always die or almost die. And it takes them a long, long time to get this thick and beautiful. Actually, she's pretty thin right now, but it won't be long before she thickens up. And I give her some magnesium every year, like, every month. And that helps with just the regular fertilizer too. And then these are my ferns that I keep on the front porch. And I trimmed them way back this year. These are Kimberly Queen ferns. And this one is coming back a little quicker than this one. But in another week, I'm going to pop them back on my front porch. And they always look so great there. And then over here, I have things that I've pulled out of the garage. These are my bougainvillea, and they are coming back, looking great. I've given them a bunch of fertilizer, especially made for bougainvillea, and pretty soon they'll be covered with the pink flowers. And some fig trees I'm going to plant. So let's keep going. So against this fence, I have planted a really great star jasmine vine, and it looks dead, and I hate that it actually nips it this badly. Those 3 days in the 20s were pretty rough on this plant. But if you can see down at the bottom, it's very much alive. So I need to come in here and just clip all this dead off so that the green can come back up again. But I'm very happy that this made it through the winter. Another really great plant that if you need a screening shrub, this is cherry laurel, or it's also called Carolina laurel. And this one is a little happier than these two, but these get 10 feet tall and 8 feet wide. So I love these. I planted these several years ago, and in this HOA neighborhood, you have to only have either chain link or wrought iron, and I didn't like that. I wanted to have some screening from, you know, whatever is going on in the backyard and the front yard. So this is a great idea. So out here at the street, I have some more evergreens. This is Nellie Stevens holly, and I have these planted around the ugly electric box, and they are coming along. This is their 3rd year, so this year they should leap. So I'm going to really pour the water on them this year, but they did not have any trouble with the freeze, tough as nails, and I absolutely love them. And my neighbor has them just, you know, one house over. They get about 5 feet tall, and they will eventually touch each other and really completely cover this box. Just love this plant. Plus you get some red berries, which the birds love. Another evergreen that's looking wonderful here when everything else is pitiful is the Yopon holly. Isn't she beautiful? This is probably a 20-year-old holly. And then this one was a volunteer from a root that just kind of came up. And so I just love these. These are, again, another tough as nails plant. And then my yuccas, all the way across the front of the rocky area. I absolutely love these. They're just so flouncy, and they do have kind of a sharp point, but they're soft, and they don't hurt anyone when you walk by. And of course you get that big kind of mine is a tangerine colored spike that comes out of them shortly, as soon as we get a little bit of rain. And my beautiful sage, Texas sage, this one stays about 5 feet tall all the time. And there's another yucca. We have some dormant lantana in here. I'm still out here in the rock garden, and I was going to show you this little Zexminia I planted last year, and it went dormant, and look, it's coming back. That's just so exciting. And in a month, I will have a nice green little bushy plant with bright yellow flowers on it. So exciting. Another plant that's coming back is my purple trailing lantana. You can see right there, signs of life. So got to look close, pull back the leaves, and you can find signs of life probably. And there's another one over there with lots of little green leaves. So I love the purple trailing lantana in this rock garden because it just really fills this area and kind of trails, stays really low. And then this little rock formation, I usually stick my bougainvilleas in here every year. So here's my amaryllis. I took them out of their Christmas vases, stuck them all into this terracotta pot, and they are loving life. I will just keep them in a shady location all year and have these strappy leaves. And then in September, I think maybe it's August, I put them in the refrigerator and we start again with the Christmas bulbs. I love amaryllis. So coming into the backyard, the first thing that catches your eye are daffodils. So I'll get a little closer. I've got a pittosporum in a pot to kind of make fill in this ugly spot here. And I have my Belinda's Dream Rose is starting to look fabulous coming out. And this is new. I just put in an Esperanza or Yellow Bell right here. And then there are some cute little daffodils right here. And some other things that are just different little salvias that are starting to come up. But this doesn't look too bad. I mean, in another month, this will be full and lush and green. And then to the right side, my iris are starting to bloom. So this is an iris, nothing yet. There are daylilies in here, daffodils in here. Look at that pretty one. And this is my skullcap. I just gave my skullcap a big trim with the weed eater. Look at all of the bulbs on the iris. So pretty. As we go along, we can see another daylily, kind of a spent daffodil. So this is encouragement for all of us gardeners, is the daffodils. When they start coming up, you know things are great. To the right side, I have a thryallis here, and here, and we have some salvias underneath here. So the salvias get about 3 feet tall, and these thryallis get about 5 feet tall, and they are dormant right now, but what I'm going to do is trim them back somewhat. So I did this snap test. So I went in here and I started snapping and snapping to see how low I need to trim these guys, because they want to start again. And it looks like I'm going to trim them to be about 2 feet tall, and then they will be happy and come back for me. Now I need to do the same to this one here. If I get down low, you can see bluebonnets have spread seed all in the walkway. So my walkway, I have not really pulled out any weeds because I'm afraid I'm going to pull out bluebonnets. But let me get a little closer. You cannot miss a bluebonnet. They have a very distinct green leaf. And any day now, I should start getting bluebonnet buds. There's another big patch of them. They put themselves right in the wood chips. And they go all the way down the pathway. And the dogs have been in here walking all around, and they don't seem to be bothered by that. Maybe the dogs are staying on the pavers. And now let's go back and look at the pollinator garden. So the first thing we see here is my section that I cordoned off for wildflowers. And I see just a bunch of grass, but I have been watering it, so I'm hoping there are wildflowers in there. And there actually are. Like, there's a bluebonnet, and I do think there might be wildflowers in here, but it is maybe still just a little early for them. But I will keep you apprised as to whether they come up. But on the right side here, I have all of my Greg's Mistflower coming back. Look at this. We came in here with a weed whacker and took it all down, and they're just doing fantastic coming back. This is Gara, so they are starting to put their heads up. Pride of Barbados is one of the last plants to come back, so that one just doesn't look like much. And back there is a butterfly bush. And let's go see what else is happening back here. Here I have my American Beautyberry. Nothing on it, but if you get up close, nope, still my American Beautyberry looks very, very dormant. No activity yet. So that's okay. We just have to be patient. More autumn sage. My screening wall of red tip photinias still looks fabulous. I'm sorry for all of you that have that disease, but mine are still okay. And I will watch them carefully because I can treat that disease if it starts having a problem here. Right behind is a big new development with homes, so that's why I ran and put a screening evergreen here. And if I back up, nothing is happening really in my raised bed. In the past, I put tulips in here, and it would be tulip time right now, but I haven't been doing that. But I am gonna fill this up with some wonderful plants. And I'm walking backwards. Hope I don't fall. This is another abelia. This is how I just let my abelia go when it's in the wild. So let me turn this way you can see. When you don't trim it into a neat little rectangle, it kind of looks kind of flouncy, and I love it back here in its wild look. I pulled these out of the garage. This is plumeria, so they just look like sticks right now, but very soon they will be covered with a real tropical looking leaves, and I can tell, maybe not on that one, but they are alive and well. I don't know if you can see, but these little tips are showing me green activity. So they will put out these beautiful big leaves, and of course the Hawaiian flower that they make leis with. So the plumeria is a lot of fun and really easy. You can get your hands on a plumeria stick it in the ground, and you get this gorgeous tropical plant. My Helen von Stein lamb's ear is such a great plant. This made it through all those freezes. It does have a little bit of yellow tips here and there, but new growth all over the place. So get yourself some lamb's ear. Man, this stuff is tough. I've got 2 of them. And then here is my leopard plant, and it is popping up everywhere. And pretty soon those leaves will be the size of a dinner plate. And I have a fern here, an autumn leaf fern, and there's another one over here. This is one of the few shady areas that I have in my backyard. So that's why I have all these shade plants squished in here. And then here I have 2 of the Turk's cap. Just not much happening right now, but if I get closer, you can see they are very much alive. And in just a really short time, they are 6 feet tall. Isn't that great? And you can see my drip irrigation system is showing. I don't like that, but I will come in very soon with a layer of mulch and cover that all up. But I'm waiting until my live oak trees quit shedding. And on the left side of the trail, we have a lantana that is very dormant. Yarrow. The yarrow is still evergreen, doing great. No flowers on my yarrow right now, but doing really great. It loves this really dry, neglected area over here, which I'm so happy it's found it. And this is more skullcap. It looks really terrible right now. Let me get my shadow out of the way. So we've weed whacked this, and it's already starting to fill out. And this stays very low. It's just a really great plant if you have a big area you need to cover and you don't want to mess with it at all. It doesn't take much water, and it will be really pretty and green, and then it has the little pink flowers on it. So I just love skullcap. And then this area is my future project. It's about 20 feet long, and hear those birds? And I am going to plant something wonderful along here. So to be determined. And then let's move over this way. Got some lantana that is coming back. You can tell I love lantana because it's easy. And then all along this side of the fence, I have more cherry laurels. There's 1, 2, 3. And then this cherry laurel died, and we just planted a new one. So this is a baby, and I'm going to water the heck out of it, and hopefully it will catch up to the size of its neighbors. We found when we dug out the old one that it was sitting on top of too much limestone. So the guys that planted it, they must have gotten tired and didn't make the hole right. But anyway, we've corrected that problem, so you can see all my mess behind it. Hopefully it'll grow quickly. And then 2 more big cherry laurels at the front. This is my other dog, Presley. She's a doodle. Presley, look at us. Presley, nope. Hi, good morning. And then on this side, I wanted to show you my boxwood. They got a little nipped, but they're just fine. This is the baby gem boxwood, so they stay really low. But these little brown tips, you just pick them off. You can clip them off. But these are a nice evergreen, and they're growing here under a window. So I really enjoy having something green here all year long. And I have some more of the lamb's ear all the way across. They are evergreen, looking great. But I am going to fill this in with more things. This needs something else wonderful. And here is a drift rose that looks pretty darn evergreen right now. I think it got a lot of protection from the house is protecting it, so it did not lose its leaves. And here we have a plumbago, and she's kind of one that comes back a little bit later. And some more boxwood with nipped tips. So these you just kind of pick it off, and then underneath everything is great. And we have some new growth here. I love boxwoods. They are one of my favorite evergreens. And along the back of the house, I have more boxwood, drift roses, and a butterfly on my arm. Hello. He likes my green sweatshirt. And I have a great big naked area here. It's kind of on a slant, so I do need to fill this in with something wonderful. And then there is an abelia covering up my air conditioner. So there you have it. We have made it full circle, and that is the tour. I didn't want to go without showing you my containers, so I filled them with the supertunias. This is the bubblegum supertunias, and there is a shorter little salvia, and you can't really tell, but there's also something yellow. This is coreopsis, a little yellow one. And the matching pot is right here. These supertunias, make sure it says super in the name, can take our summer heat as long as you keep them well watered. So there is a fun little arrangement. This area does get plenty of heat, so I do have to make sure that whatever I put in these pots can handle full sun. And there you have it. So going down the trail to way back in the back is the Pollinator garden. On the left side here I have another Thryallis that's very dormant. There's a lantana, and on the other side of this is a Russian sage. But on the right side here, this is a new garden I planted last year. And so things are coming along. They look great, but they are still quite immature. So this is an autumn sage. This is going to have the little red flowers. This is a Mexican bush sage coming back nicely. All along the left side is just kind of like a grassy stuff called liriope. And this is one of my favorite. This is rock rose. And this is covered with pink flowers. Here we have another autumn sage. And I just dug around in here to make sure to see if this was alive. But if we get really close, this was my brand new little Mexican honeysuckle. And I see green coming all around it. So I'm so excited. It didn't get very tall last year, but it is this year it's going to do great. And I have a fall aster, another autumn sage. Put those everywhere because they come back. Look how nice this autumn sage looks. It really was evergreen this year. It's just amazing. Here is a lantana. Here we have a lantana. This is catmint or nepeta, and that's new to me. And if you get close, it's going to be covered with cute little flowers all summer long. And then over here is another rock rose, and there's a Turk's cap in the back, and another lantana here. So I filled this up with as many things as I could that can take the intense heat that I do have drip irrigation in here. And so they get water, but just once a week, and they do just very well in here. Well, thank you so much for watching on this beautiful St. Patrick's Day. I hope you have a wonderful week, and get out to the nurseries. This is the time where the nurseries are full of perfect things that can take our intense summer heat. And if you have shade areas, you can just find the shade department and fill out those gardens. I am just having a wonderful time doing the same thing. Okay, have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. I'll see you soon.